So what's up guys, welcome to another video on my channel, and today's video is all based around these duels over here, the NMPZ duels, which are no moving, panning or zooming for the people that don't know. And by playing them I got quite high in the ranking. As you've probably seen from the previous video, I was like quite a lot lower, but now I'm 855th in the world, which I believe is quite decent. So today we're going to be going through some of my NMPZ wins, and I'll be explaining why exactly I believe the NMPZ duels are better than the no moving and the moving duels. So that is because I believe the more experienced players like me, for example, I have a quite cool badge if you don't see, means that I'm experienced and I might not know some metas that the people could find in moving or no moving, because they obviously have a wider look around. And by that you get more guess of just vibes. You just see what I'm talking about just in a second when I show you how exactly I won some of my NMPZ. And just real quick before we start, I'd please ask you to like and to subscribe, and if you possibly could write to the email that's on screen for any recommendations or anything business related. That really helps me, so thank you a lot for that, and enjoy the video. So this time I've done something a bit different. So I saw one of your comments which suggested that I comment on the games after I've played them, so that I'm not distracted as I'm playing and I'm not commentating live. And I also really thank you for all the comments, and I'll just try to comment on the game that I played and some of the games that I've played over NMPZ. So I'm playing this Hungarian guy, which I played I believe twice in a row. So yeah, here we have a Greece, a Greek wooden pole. So quite an easy round. He wins by, or I win by 3 points, so it's nothing really serious, but yeah, I'll take that. Second round, let's see it. This guy, from his badge I can make out that he's not as experienced as me. Here we have a hard round because it's Africa, but we don't have the car, the Google car, so it's kind of hard. But I can manage to distinct that it's Ghana, and so can he, so it's right. And as I was saying, he is with a badge that is lower rated than mine, if I could say that. And that means that he's not as experienced as I am, because he's not played as much games as I have. And that kind of gives me an advantage, especially in NMPZ duels, because then it's much more about experience and less to meta knowledge and stuff like that. Here we have an America, which I kind of messed up, so he takes an early lead. But we're still in the game, so it's fine. And most rounds when you can't really see any metas or something are on the no moving, panning or zooming duels. And on these rounds I believe I have quite an advantage. And here we have some Kyrgyzstan hills, even though we couldn't really see the car meta. But he's winning by quite a lot for now, if you can't tell. Here we have another Greece with a yellow filled-in sign together with a wooden pole. So I get kind of like northern vibes because it looked like Bulgaria. And I managed to get some 300 points, which is quite good for me. So now this is quite hard round. I firstly got confused that it was low cam, but it was not. It's just generation 2 camera, which has this large blur on the bottom. And I believe there are some wooden poles that you can see, and that would probably indicate either Italy or Greece, but I can see in the distance that the car doesn't have short license plates, and because of that I believe it would be Greece. And this is exactly the round I'm talking about. Like, having the experience over this guy just helps me win. And I managed to get quite a good guess while he messes up, and I get 3000 damage, which is not too shabby, to be honest. He is higher rated than me, which in this case means nothing, because it's NMPZ, and that's exactly why I prefer these duels. Another reason for that, here we have a Russia, which to me seemed like Moscow, Kazan area, but it was nothing like that. It was Krasnoyarsk, Kemerovo, and kind of a weird round, but we both mess up, so it's fine. I'm kind of saying that Russia is one of my best countries, but I'm not really proving that right in this case. Just laugh it off with my Hungarian friend here. Here we have Thailand, and I'm kind of wondering where exactly these mountains that you can see on the west are. I'm not sure if they're like the ones north or the ones south, but in the end I kind of like hedge it somewhat north. So even if it's south, I make sure that I don't lose, if he gets it, of course. So let's see what our opponent does in this case. He also clicks north, but he kind of commits. So I'll take another 450 points, which is kind of really good, since I'm in the lead. And that puts me in a really nice position. And these are kind of the rounds I'm talking about, like not having any Google metas, just you can guess off pure vibes, and that gives me a massive advantage. I managed to get the Canada vibes, like around the lakes. I'm not sure if it's Quebec or Ontario, and he doesn't even get it, it's Canada. And that puts me at really just one more round is what I need if I want to get the win. And then we get another North America. This time it's US Canada, but I believe this time I was sure it was US. And I was sure it was around the big cities. And we kind of have a green yellow plate down here, which was kind of confusing for New York. But normally all the cars in New York would have yellow plates, so I was sure it was not New York. And also it has a bit of green, which also means that it's not New York. And he messes up and does click New York, I do not. And managed to get the win against this guy. So kind of really nice, if you ask me. And most of the times now I prefer actually playing NMPZ duels, to be honest. So I did record quite a few NMPZ duel wins, but I'm not gonna show you all of them since the video will just become an hour long, and I don't really think you want that. I'll just show you another nice a duel that I played against this Spanish guy when we didn't really mess up that much, and I got some pretty nice guesses. Again, I'm playing NMPZ because that's like my new favorite game mode. Now, he's slightly higher rated than me. We wave to each other like you should in every game. And still he has the like badge of a gold division player, so I'm quite confident that I'm going to win. Here we have kind of like a Swedish red houses over here and over here. So that kind of leads me towards Sweden, and because the mountains, it feels kind of northern. It's just on the other side, but I get quite a nice guess. He messes up with Norway, which normally doesn't really have that much of these red houses that I just showed you. But it's fine. Here we have a really hard round, but you really have to analyze it to like come to a conclusion to where exactly it is. I believe the sun is kind of south, and we have yellow lines with some brownish looking people. Of course we have Spanish as well. So I believe this will be Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. I'll just click it, I suppose, but I'm not really sure. This is a really hard round, and again that's what I'm talking about when you don't really have any metas or anything. But I could lose this round, to be honest, but let's really see it. It is Panama, oh my god. I actually did make a video about Panama. So it's kind of weird that I'm not really getting that. But it is fine, it's not like the end of the world. We both mess up since it's a really hard round. Here I believe we have another difficult one. And I'm really not sure where. And I do actually remember this round. So as you can see, the road is quite like messed up with some holes in it that were fixed. I'm literally showing that right now, and because of that I was thinking something Eastern European, because you can normally see that in Eastern Europe. But so as I was saying, in the end I do guess Hungary, because of the corn and everything. It kind of just gives a Hungarian vibe. If it is Eastern Europe, then I realized that Hungary would normally have holy poles, which we do not have here. and I kind of realized that I was probably wrong with going Eastern Europe, and it did turn out to be France. But luckily he probably had the same logic as me and also went for Serbia, which was extremely weird because normally in Serbia you wouldn't have an antenna on the car, which you had in the last round. Here we just have a holy pole right over here, so I'm really quick to go for Romania Central because that's where the mountains are, and you do see some serious hills in this particular round. It is the middle of Romania. We both get it. Nice guess from both of us and from my Spanish friend here. We start going in the Mutis, which is nice. Even though I would have probably been better if I had gotten some better guesses. Here I can immediately tell that it's somewhere around Vancouver. I could probably see it being a bit further south, around where I'm pointing, maybe like Colorado even. But I'm pretty confident that it's around where I've clicked, and it is exactly there. Pretty solid guess, and he gets as well, but I get a 2000 point lead, which I shouldn't really be dropping, and let's see if I can hold onto it. Here we have a really hard round, which right, this is probably going to take a while. We have the sun south right there. If you turn the compass, which unfortunately we're playing NMPZ, so I can't really do that. I think that this has a short license plate, this vehicle there, but this doesn't really seem American, to be honest. I mean North American. My thought is like Mexico, because the short license plate, the vegetation, south looking. I suppose I'm just gonna go for it so I don't really give him time to think. I'm pretty confident it would probably be Mexico, but I don't think he really would get this, because this is an extremely hard round. You could even maybe mess it up for the Philippines, and he does manage to get it, but he just clicks around CDMX. You're really lucky, 600 points, but I'll happily take that. And we're going into the heavy multipliers, 2.5x. Here we have a Puerto Rico. You have driving right, American looking with some Spanish. So it should be fairly easy for both of us to guess it, even though there is no car method to be seen down. Because obviously we can't really move or pan. So we had not really any serious damage there, so I kinda messed something up, but you don't really need to see that round, it's nothing really special. But we go on, and it's a really long duel that we're playing right now. Here we have just a Bangladesh. So let's see it. It is a Bangladesh, I think. It should be a bit further north, if I'm not mistaken, or just central. That's where I probably clicked, somewhere around the river, because the mist we have. So let's see what our opponent guesses. He does try to go south, but he messes up. And I get some pretty nice points off of Bangladesh, which is something quite concerning, because Bangladesh is a pretty small country from which you don't really manage to get that many points. Here we have a South Africa. This hill over here to the left kind of makes me want to go just somewhere near probably Lesotho, Eswatini, or just between them, around the capitals and Johannesburg. Maybe a bit further this way, I'm not sure, but we'll see. My initial thought would be just over here, around Eswatini and Pretoria, but it is exactly there, oh my god, and I do manage to get the win. So quite nice. And yeah, I do manage to get some serious rating. After this I won a few more duels to get to the rating that I showed you at the beginning. So NMPZ duels actually turned alright in the end. So that were kinda some of the duels that I won on NMPZ, and I did manage to get these quite decent guesses against the less experienced players that are even higher rated than me, which is really an advantage because that gives you a higher rating. Please like and subscribe to see me get to that #1 spot in Bulgaria. Currently I'm 4th. I need just 90 more points to get to #1. and I believe that's quite achievable. And I believe in the next few episodes I will manage to get to the number one spot, but to see that you would need to subscribe. So I'd please ask you to do that, and as well as that, it would be really nice if you liked the video. And thanks a lot, and have a nice day.